Now that my natural hair color is back, I'm really giving pumpkin vibes, right? The pumpkin orange and the stem green. I love it. Friends! Hello! Welcome back to Amethyst Craftworks. I'm Samantha, and today I have got a summer wrap-up kind of video for you. The reason that I am doing a summer wrap-up is because I made a summer project planning video way back at the beginning of the season, and I wanted to give you an update. I've got a good portion of the things done that I wanted to get done. Did I get all of them done? No, but that's okay. I do have a fair bit to show you, including my Stitch and Scream square for September for last month, an update on a project that I put out a video on the first day of summer, as well as some updates on some other things that I had planned, and so on and so forth. I wanted to give you an update, so let's get into it, shall we? So the very first thing that I'm going to update you on is my Summerween wreath. I have to admit to you guys, this is probably one of my absolute favorite things that I have ever made in my entire crochet career. I loved making it. I loved accumulating all of these Summerween themed patches. I loved arranging them. I loved the way it turned out. And I will show it up to you here. Nice and close up so you can see all the patches all the way around. They are not destroyed. They're not faded. They're not pulling up off of the wreath. They are not frayed in any way. The colors didn't fade. The yarn held up well. Nothing came apart on the back. Even the hook, the loop that I put on to hook it onto my door, which is just hot glued there, didn't come undone. This was a success and a half, in my opinion. However, I will say, my front door has a storm door, a glass door in front of it. So this was sandwiched in between my wooden front door and then the storm door. I also have a pretty, not, how do I word this? It's not a long porch, it's a wide porch. So my front porch is not only from the elements outside to my front door is quite a distance, but it's also covered with like a roof. And so this was never in direct sunlight. It was never in rain or hail or wind. It was protected from the elements by my porch and my storm door. So it pretty much looks exactly the same today in October as it did in June, and I love it. I cannot wait to put this baby back up next year. I hope it still looks as good after waiting a year in my basement for me. And yeah, I wanted to give you guys an update because the yarn and the glue and everything else, you know, there's possibilities for disaster. And so far, knock on wood, nothing happened. And so yeah, that's the first thing here. Oh boy. The next thing that I'm going to give you an update on is the Stitch and Scream. And this pile of squares is so big and hefty that I like legitimately am kind of struggling to, lift it up. This is quite the arm workout. It is, I mean, as of September, it is 9/12 of the way done. And this square on top is the very last one that I'm going to talk about. These other squares, though, I am so stinking proud of this project, let me just say. I love the way everything has turned out so far. I love all the stitches, and I am so excited to see this thing completed and together, because all of these like held here in my arms, it's warm. It's warm and it's hefty. And so I know this is going to be a fabulous blanket. So it's just biding time until it is ready to be put together, right? But anyway. This is the square that we are going to talk about in my summer project update, because I finished this in September. I finished this before fall officially hit even, so it is technically a summer project. It is I even have left this yarn label over here in my coffin of crochet hooks, just so I could remember specifics on it. The yarn that I used this month, except it was last month, is, come on, there we go, Uptown Worsted Spirit Stripes from Universal Yarns. It is in the color Interception. Football reference, I believe, but regardless of that, not only was this yarn gifted to me by Abigail. Hi, Abigail. So sweetly, so kindly sent to me. It is anti-pill acrylic, which means it is divine. But it also just looks so cool, doesn't it? Like, this yarn works up incredible. There are spots where it really pools. And here, it like lined up for like a candy stripe even. And then it like turns into like TV static. It's just, it's zebra stripes. Like, it is so freaking cool. I love this yarn. The stitch is called the blanket stitch. Fittingly enough for a blanket we are making, the blanket stitch. It is very textured. It was very simple to work up. And my only, it's not a mistake really. And it's not even a complaint or a gripe, but can you tell up here on the very last row, there might be a little more black than it appears in the rest of the piece? It's because I ran out of yarn. Right here. Right here. And this was the last row that I needed for it to vaguely, by eyeball, be the same size as my January square. So I improvised. I attached some black on and just did the last few little clusters of stitches, and yeah, you can tell. But can you really tell? I don't think so. It looks super cool, right? Look at that. It turned out fantastic. And so yeah, that is September's completed Stitch and Scream square. So, one of the other projects that I did complete in the summer that I was planning on completing this year, that was in my summer goals, my summer project planning video, was this rug. Boy, do I have thoughts about this rug. Now, it was a trial. It for sure was. In the video, which I'm sure you've seen, if you haven't, I'll link it for you up here. It really took a toll on my hands. The yarn wasn't super fantastic to work with. But does it look awesome? Yes. In my opinion, for sure, it does. And this was one of the projects that I had planned on making, and so I'm very glad that I completed it. I think it looks like one of those awesome woven oval rugs, you know, if you know, you know, right? I like it a lot. However, I haven't 100% figured out where I want to put it. I don't have like a non-slip piece to go underneath it, either that like attaches to the back of the rug, or one of those ones that's sort of gray and bumpy, you know what I mean, where it allows the rug to sit on like a slippery surface and not move. Because I had originally thought it might look cool in my kitchen, but experimenting with that told me if I'm walking quickly through my kitchen and not paying attention, it would be like walking on the linoleum in socks and not paying attention, in that I would just go flying. So I haven't decided where this is going to go, but I'm very glad that it is completed, and it looks fabulous. It does. It's very colorful and crazy and heavy. Aunt Lydia's heavy rug yarn. She wasn't kidding. It is quite hefty. And yeah, that was a goal that I have had for quite some time, to do something with that yarn. And I am so glad that I did. But I also still have quite a lot of it left to do something else with it. Maybe another rug. We'll see. It is, however, not on the docket for fall or winter, or probably not even spring or summer next year, but eventually. So, the last thing that we are going to go over for my summer planned projects is kind of a tangled mess here. It is the duster that I have been working on for many months, since March, February, maybe even. I was making it for a concert in April, so before April. I was working on this panel in a recent video, the M&M stitch tag. I did that, worked on this. I don't have it completed because the next panel, similar to that one, is only but 2 rows deep. So that it tells you that we are still not done with this duster, but some progress has been made. The big piece, the like full length piece, is essentially like a vest currently. It is, that's an armhole, right? I'm making big billowy sleeves on this thing. I intend to make like maybe bell type sleeves, big flared sleeves. So big armhole there. But we've got all the granny squares with the star, pentacle, star in a circle, star in a pentagram-esque squares in the back. And then this is the other sleeve, right? And then, my nose. I like keep getting cotton bits and pieces in my nose, I think, because this is made of cotton. It is so long, and it is all seamed up the side. Can you see it there? I did double crochets in the purple, and then I did the zigzag. Oh, no, of course you wouldn't be able to see it that way because it's backwards. Let's try that again. There you go. Now you can see it. So double crochets in purple on the very edges, and then I did the zigzag stitch all the way up. This is at the side, like under my armpit, right? The bottom of this sleeve here, right under the arm, is where the purple goes. This is complete. This is now evened up properly, because if you remember, this originally, when I was attaching the side seams, unfortunately one side had a whole bunch of stitches left and the other side had like 4 stitches left. I miscounted somewhere. I frogged a lot of it back, went back, fixed it, and it is now, I would say, more complete than it was before, certainly. But it's taken the back burner again because the besties and I, so Bestie Pums, Bestie Lauren, and Bestie Alex, Bestie Kevin, Brother Kevin, my family, my best friends, every year we have some kind of Halloween get-together, right? And between busy schedules and work and other social engagements and things, the only time that we all had like a Saturday free is the 7th of October. Which, if you were seeing this on Friday, as I am intending it to be for Friday, you were seeing this on the 6th of October, which means it is tomorrow that our Halloween get-together is happening. And so I had to focus more on my actual costume bits and pieces versus this thing, which I do want to wear at some point this year, but not on October 7th, right? This is not my costume. So I had to reprioritize things and work on my costume instead of my duster. So it has taken the back burner once again. But I am determined, like now that the sides actually meet up, it may not be a summer finish, but it's going to be a 2023 finish for sure. Cross my heart, I promise. And yeah, those are all the sort of things that I finished up from my summer project planning video. I think that was most of them. I can't really remember off the top of my head if there were any other ones, but those were the big ones. The duster, the rug, and the wreath. And of course the Stitch and Scream. The Stitch and Scream is every month. And even though I typically do an update on those separately, I thought since I was combining all of these things into an end of summer make parade, I may as well throw them in there because the Stitch and Scream is ongoing, but that one was for September, and I finished it while it was still summer, so it counts too. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope you had as productive a summer as I did. I hope you got done lots of good things and that you are excited now for sweater weather, for shrug weather, for shawl weather, for scarf weather, because as sad as it makes me, it has been quite warm again here in my neck of the woods. So that weather is coming. It will eventually come, and I am very excited for it because I've got a lot of cardigans specifically to wear this year. And I got onto a whole other tangent when I was trying to say goodbye to you. Thank you for watching and liking and subscribing today. And until I've got something else for you, I will just catch you later. Take care. Goodbye.